Good morning. Today and this week, our subject is natural laws. These are natural laws that we can see in existence in the world around us, and we can apply these laws to our own lives. Yesterday, we learned about the law of momentum, the law of motion, and today we speak about the law of seeds. What do I mean when I speak about the law of seeds and also the law of weeds? If you have a squash seed, it will grow into a squash plant. It seems very logical. We don't even examine or question it. Same with, for example, a seed of oak tree. An oak seed will produce an oak tree. So what is the implication of this for our own lives? Our thoughts have a generative capacity. Our mind has a creative, generative capacity. Every thought that we think creates an impression in our consciousness. And this is why it is so important in wisdom traditions to learn how to cultivate and generate thoughts that serve your own happiness and the happiness of others. To generate thoughts that are connected and rooted in virtues, patience, kindness, generosity, love, because it's understood that thoughts have this capacity. Because we live in a very ignorant culture, we have inherited many beliefs that are limiting and also beliefs that are not only limiting, but beliefs that are destructive in terms of our own spirit. It's so important to uproot these weeds in our mind and in place cultivate and plant seeds that generate happiness. I have land and a yard, and what I've noticed is that if you don't plant something in the soil, the weeds spread. And if you plant something, whether it's a squash plant or a tomato plant or a potato plant or a rose bush or a simple plant of your own choice, it takes up space. And there's no space then for the weeds to perpetuate and to reseed. And then there's an opposite momentum. The plants that you put in generate and self-perpetuate. So this is true for our minds and our thinking. And in meditation, we're actually working with the fertile soil of our minds to plant, to generate the kind of thoughts and thinking on a mental level that will contribute to peace and happiness within us, and that will contribute to peace and happiness in our world and in our relationships. This is really what meditation is all about. This is really what wisdom traditions are all about, is understanding this natural law that expresses itself when we see that the seed of a tomato will turn into a tomato plant, and the seed of a weed will grow into a weed. So there's two ways that we can specifically apply this teaching to our own lives. One is to identify and uproot the weeds in our mind, the ways of thinking that contribute to a feeling of limiting beliefs, or thoughts that contribute to a sense of diminishing of our self and our spirit, or thoughts that limit our ability to connect with others. We can identify them. Once we identify them, we can work with uprooting them. We can work with replacing or reframing thoughts that are infinite, thoughts that are accurate and precise, that speak to our infinite nature and our infinite and abundant spirit. And we can also take time every day, whether it's during meditation or after meditation or at some point throughout the day, where we sit down and reflect and journal. And journal about a thought that you'd like to seed in your mind. In my own life, one thought and seed that is very, very important for me is gratitude and abundance. Those two thoughts are really important to me, that I want to experience life from a grateful heart. And I also want to experience abundance and generosity. And so I sit down on a regular basis and I allow my mind to reflect on all the things that I'm grateful for. And I carefully and intentionally write. And in writing, I'm making a connection in my brain. The act of writing, between thought and moving your fingers across a page, is a way of wiring and integrating and strengthening neural pathways. I especially write in my journal when I'm feeling grumpy, when I'm feeling there's a filter in my perception that I'd like to shift and change, when I'm feeling a attitude of resistance toward a particular person, then I'll sit down and contemplate all their good qualities. And this practice has been so helpful for me in a regular way, generating the seeds that I want in my mind and the seeds that I want in my life. And it's as simple as the thoughts you think. So now let's work with the fertile soil of our minds, and let's plant seeds that we would like to see grow. Get comfortable on your cushion. Close your eyes. Feel your breath and body. As you continue to feel breath and body, feel a settling in to the foundation of your sitting pose. Feeling your sit bones like 2 feet. And feeling the 2 feet of the sit bones connected to the earth beneath you. Feel the spine like a tall tree, reaching upwards towards the sky, towards the light, Feel softness within all of the facial muscles. And rest your awareness in your heart space. Feel breath at the heart space, softening and opening your heart. And now within your heart space, visualize light radiating from your heart. And within that light, visualize that you are walking in a beautiful garden. The garden is lush, colorful, and fragrant. And as you admire each plant represents a quality that you'd like to bring into your life. Admiring the plants and flowers that represent qualities like gratitude, generosity, resilience, courage. Take a moment to visualize that you're sitting comfortably on a bench, admiring the beauty in front of you. And seeding your mind with the qualities you wish to have. And the things that you wish to bring into your life. as you're sitting down, your eye catches a rose bush. And you walk over to the rose bush and lean in to smell the fragrance. And the fragrance transports you to a feeling of divine. The smell transports you to something extraordinary. The rose, a symbol of the divine. Come back into your heart space. Feel breath at your heart space. Feel the whole body as you breathe. Being present with the body and present with our breath. And bring both of your palms to your heart space. Today, our aspiration and dedication is that we may become good gardeners in our life and plant seeds that allow us to grow into our highest self and contribute to the health and happiness of all those around us, and contribute to health, happiness, and harmony in our world. And gently open the eyes. Seeds and weeds. The more you plant something in the fertile soil of your mind, the less room there is for weeds. So fill your lives, fill your days with the things that generate happiness for yourself. And there's no room then for all the other kinds of things to entangle and take up space in your mind and heart. Thank you for listening. It's been my pleasure to be with you this morning and to offer you some wisdom that I've learned from the many years that I've studied yogic and Buddhist lineages. And tomorrow we will continue to speak about natural laws from my heart to yours.